Hey, I just want to say shout out to that one nigga that had that Scarface shirt on. You know what I'm saying? You got some swag and you had some energy. And you know what? That's what's up, bitch. And you looking like, yeah, because I am that shit and I am that deal. And I know you always going to remember that energy. And I said, well, shit, you going to remember that energy too, nigga. And I said, ain't that the truth? Shit. Hey, energy. Damn, that was some energy. And that shit is addicting. It's better than heroin and crack and all the other shit you could be on. And grandma said, don't we know it too? I said, Fifi can't even deal with half of that shit that be on this shit. And I said, why the fuck are y'all fucking with shit anyways? And grandma said, that's what they know too. I said, Fifi, you shouldn't even be eating this shit. But she gotta eat something. And every time she feel better, she feel okay again. And I said, that's what we know too. I said, she is trying to maintain the status quo of herself. And she ain't asking for nobody else's help. And I said, that's what women do. They just see what they can do for them and move forward, boo. So I don't have high blood pressure, but when you eat all this shit, it got so much sodium in it that it could murk your ass. So I'm not going to eat no more shit up in there, and I'm going to try to get some other stuff, because even the soup I make is way better for me and for him too. And grandma said, ain't that the truth? I said, shoot, we don't want to mess that up, because you know what? That's real food. But even in the essence of whatever people spend money on, y'all shouldn't mess up shit, little niggas. And God said, ain't that the truth? I can't stand little bitty motherfuckers, you know. The little bitty motherfuckers is the ones that's always barking real loud and ain't doing shit. And I said, don't we know it? He like, yeah, I'm just barking because I want to. And I'm just going to be fucking up shit because I want to. And grandma said, damn, ain't that the truth? I said, you heard that, right? I said, yeah, just like he got a Tonka truck and he 3 years old. I said, And we observed, and that's it. I said, hey, observing. You ain't got an example of a grown-ass man yet. And I said, but he coming. Me, I'm about to be settled down and I'm going to be Gucci. And everybody gonna be looking like, what the fuck? Yeah. This nigga finna fly me the fuck out. And I'm gonna be like, shit, fuck it. Let's go.